And we're live again. Rafael's here.
I feel alive.
Thank goodness. Dr. Smith, it's so good to see you.
Yeah, well,
Thanks for
thank you.
joining us.
Yeah, it's been a great conference.
It is. So we had the opportunity to have dinner last night. I always love being able to catch up with you because we don't see each other very often, but we had fun. Dr. Smith and I went to the Gaylord Palms to the, I can't remember the name of the steakhouse over there, the Old Hickory House or something like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, so much fun. I gave him the grand tour of Gaylord Palms. It's so much fun in there. So tell our viewers what you thought of that.
Oh, that is magical. If you have a chance to see that, for me, it's better than Disneyland. It was like Pirates of the Caribbean.
What did we see? We saw gators. We saw live gators.
Yes. Yeah. They one bit you, didn't it?
Not too bad. It was just a little scratch.
Just on the ankle. But it was amazing. And that Cracker Shack.
Florida Cracker Shack.
Oh man, that was so cool.
That's probably not appropriate to say it that way anymore. I think they actually renamed it. That's why we couldn't find it on the signage. But anyway, That's the way it was introduced to me, so that's what I still call it. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, I've already stepped on it. But anyway, it's a beautiful place.
It really is.
I could have spent a couple of hours just exploring.
Yeah, so after dinner, which, steak dinners are always heavy, but we took a little tour and walked around, and it's really fun. Waterfalls.
Yes.
It's like a really giant atrium, and it's just lush with palms and plants and trees, and it was fun. Tropical,
but the weather was perfect in there.
It was temperature controlled, so it's much cooler than it's been. Like, we're sitting in a atrium where there's supposed to be AC, but it doesn't feel like it too much.
Yeah.
It's hot.
Yeah.
Anyway, so you're enjoying the conference?
Yes.
This is your first time at the conference?
Yes. And, I was in St. Pete's earlier this year, but this is really
much
huge.
Bigger than NCSI.
Yeah. And one of the keynote speakers really got my attention. Kurt Leisure from Cheesecake Factory.
That's right.
Yeah, Vice President for Risk Management. And, he talked about what we talk about at Institutes of Health, the impact emotionally of an injury, not just physically, and also the impact on the rest of the team.
Right.
And, we talk about neuroplasticity and people think that's a very complicated thing, but, it just makes common sense. If one member of your team is badly injured, you're going to be afraid, you're going to be on your guard, and all of your alarms are going to be going off. You're going to feel danger. You're going to be more sensitized
Fight
to
or
pain
flight.
yourself.
Yep.
Yes. And if you feel like, okay, this guy that I work with, wasn't taken care of, they're not going to take care of me. Right. And that hurts the whole team.
That's right.
The opposite is true. If the guy I work with is well taken care of and everybody shows the love, then, I want to work there for a long time.
Right. And we see that where we work. So let's take a minute and talk more about you and your role with Institutes of Health. So you are our Chief Medical Officer at Institutes of Health. How long have you been with IOH?
Going on 6.5 years now.
Wow.
And although at first I was still managing my private practice, but Institutes of Health just got so busy, I haven't had time for anything else.
Good. So as Chief Medical Officer, what are some of the things that you see? So we mentioned City of San Diego and what we see with other clients in San Diego. So I'm sure I know why that resonated with you, because that we see that with how City of San Diego handles their first responders, for example. It hasn't always been this way, but they've put a very proactive approach to care and making sure that they streamline access to care for their first responders. And we've seen a change. You've talked to me about this before. You've seen a change in how the first responders come into the clinic. So talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. 6 years ago, city employees would come in, and first of all, they were angry. They were hurt, not just physically, but emotionally. And they would say, my doctor said I need this thing to get better, and it's in utilization review. I can't get it. I'm suffering. And they were very upset about it. And they would take it out on me for a moment until they realized, hey, I'm going to do everything I can to make this right for you.
Right.
That was 6 years ago. Now, what I see is people come in and say, you know what, risk management has told me they're going to take care of it.
Right.
And they've told me that they're going to work with you and they're going to make this the best possible thing for me that they can. And I'll tell you what, it makes my life easier, but more important, it makes their recovery much more possible.
Right. And so you've seen what Kurt was talking about. You've seen that in real life.
Yeah, absolutely. And you know, in St. Petersburg at the conference, there was a lot of discussion about that. Yeah. Taking care of the employee, not only to get better outcomes and get them back on the job faster, but to reduce litigation.
Sure. And so what Dr. Smith is talking about, we spoke on a panel at NCSI, National Council of Self-Insured, smaller conference, but still very important. Great attendees there. Rafael, you were there.
I sure was.
And we love that conference for a lot of reasons, but they're all good. But I'm so happy to see that you're here. Mm-hmm. And we are speaking today.
Yes.
And what are we speaking about today?
Cancer in firefighters.
That's right.
And the emotional aspects of that, why they can be more susceptible to cancer, but also how that can hurt their recovery.
Right. So Rafael, ask Dr. Smith a question. I'm going to look up where our session is so we can tell people.
I was just going to say, so give me a little bit about the details. What are you of your presentation today?
Sure. Well, the concept, and you know, doctors, we love the big words, right? So psychoneuroimmunology, and what that means is the psychological aspects of your immune system. Mm-hmm. So everyone knows, you know, if you're stressed out, if you don't get enough sleep, you're more likely to catch the common cold.
Correct.
And if you are trying to fight off cancer, you need that immune system the best that it can be. And if you're stressed out, if you're worried about your claim, if you're not getting or you perceive that you're not getting the care that you deserve, then your immune system is going to show it and the cancer is going to spread.
Sure. Makes sense, right?
So we've got Chief Piccone, who recently retired from City of San Diego. And so we're going to talk about the program and the partnership between IOH and City of San Diego and how that has helped their first responders. And they have had, on average, 15 cancer claims a year, pretty steadily for the past 10 years. And so we're going to talk about how they've handled that in San Diego. And then we've got Jeff Bickler, who's a Florida attorney that advocates for first responders. And he's going to talk about how it's been going in Florida, which is not so great. Yep. In Florida, even though we do have some presumptions for first responders, they're still almost categorically denied, heavily litigated, and it's just a fight from the beginning for these firefighters, which is very sad because, as Dr. Smith was talking about, all that does is cause moral injury, lots of angst between the employer and the employee, and everything just goes south. So we're going to talk to folks about, even if you don't have an IOH to help you, there are ways or best practices that you can look to put into practice that will help you mitigate and get those claims on the right track.
Sure. You need trusted partners, providers to take the best care of your people. And, you know, Chief Piccone's got some fascinating data.
That's right.
Even though the cancer claims have stayed flat or maybe gone down slightly, their department is 8-10% larger.
It is. It's a growing department, but costs are either flat, and in some cases, things are declining. Like, for example, leave absence requests have gone way down. So that's something they look at as a metric to measure. So everything's going well. Going to be a great conversation. We are going to be in Grand Ballroom 8B, really close to where we're sitting right now, and that is going to be at 3:15. So if you're here at the conference, come find us. It's going to be a great session.
Yep. And, you know, what I talked about earlier, if you take good care of the one firefighter who's sick, the rest of the team is going to feel good about it. It's going to help the whole operation.
That's so true, right? You've created an environment where people know they matter.
Yeah. Yep.
So
we're going to have our next guest come on over. Dr. Smith, always a pleasure to see you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Great seeing you. Yeah. Always a pleasure.
So we're going to do a quick change out here. Thank you, Dr. Smith. I'll see you soon.
Yes, ma'am.
Careful. There we go. And we have our next guest coming in
Thank you.
Absolutely.
And hello, Dr. Discerni. How are you?
Doing fine, thank you. Shelby, sit down.
Can we get Shelby? I really.
Yeah, come on, Shelby.
Here, I'm going to move the camera a little bit. Look at this wonderful guest that we have
That
here.
may be the best looking guest.
Look
ever.
at her.
Oh.
Shelby is a service dog here with Dr. Discerni. Isn't she adorable? So sweet.
There you go.
Aw, I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you,
Okay,
Shelby.
now you can get down. There you go.
That's
Lay
the
down.
best. That is the best. We have never had such a
You're-
good looking
First time we had a guest like you, Shelby.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, Shelby, lay down now.
Beautiful.
Okay.
She's so sweet.
Okay, down. Lay down. Gotta work. Come on. Lay down.
Awesome.
All right. So, Dr. Discerni, we met yesterday.
Yes.
So tell us who you are and who you're with.
Okay. And well, I'm Dr. John Discerni. I'm a clinical
Can we hang around here?
neuropsychologist, and I'm in private practice in Tampa, Florida, but joined up with my colleagues from Tampa General Hospital, coming to a presentation here this afternoon.
Fantastic. Fantastic. We're both Yvonne and I are Tampa
Yep.
folks as well.
Yep.
We're neighbors.
So I can't remember. Did I tell you about my daughter starting at Tampa General yesterday?
Yes, you did. That's
I'm
excellent.
sorry, got to say it, but I can't. So yesterday was her first day. I messaged her last night. She said she had a great day. You know, lots of stuff going on with orientation and all
Yeah.
that. But she's so excited to be there.
Oh, good. That's a great place to train.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's really
So,
awesome. We're so proud of her and so excited to see her flourish there.
mhm.
So, Dr. Discerni, tell us about what you do at Tampa General and what's a day in the life of what you're up to.
Well, what I do mostly falls in the area of occupational medicine. I do fitness for. I'm usually at the front end and the back end of any sort of workers' comp issue. I do evaluations for the fitness for duty.
Yeah.
And then we
It's right
do make recommendations for treatment, and then we see the worker again to see if they've been treated adequately and are able to return to full duty status.
Very nice.
So,
Very nice.
You've been
Well-
doing that for a long time?
I've been doing it in various ways for a long time. I used to work for the Army and then for the Department of Defense, and now I do it in the civilian sector, mainly with pilots and people who are safety or security sensitive positions.
Well, I'd love to get you connected. So Dr. Hee-Chin Che,
Mhm.
who is he's a medical director at Institutes of Health, and he worked for the Department of Defense and has some very interesting backgrounds that collide. So, but he's in San Diego, so I have to figure out how to get you guys virtually connected.
Oh, I did TBI and PTSD research for them for about 10 years.
Awesome. So he did something. You might know him then, Dr. Hee-Chin Che.
I left there in 2018, and so
I'll
my
bet you.
memories.
It's okay. I'll bet you your paths have crossed. I almost would bet on it. So anyway, we'll have to get you connected and see. But just interesting, he's in San Diego. You're here in Tampa. I live in Tampa part-time. So anyway, interesting coincidence. So what else? So how many times have you come to this conference?
This is actually my first time here.
No.
Yeah, this is my first time.
And what do you think?
My comparison to a large conference like this is the American Academy of Neurology,
Uh-huh.
and you guys have much better parties.
Well, I'm not sure that's the thing I want to be promoting.
Here, right?
Much better parties.
Yeah. As much as we try, we just cannot seem to shake that reputation.
For a long, long time. Yeah.
Yeah, you should see the parties they used to have, or what's happening now is nothing in
This is
comparison.
mild compared to
Oh,
what it was.
okay.
Yeah, it literally used to be known as Adjusters Gone Wild or something.
Oh, geez. Okay.
Anyway, so aside from the parties, what else is good?
Well, it's actually nice to talk to other people in the industry,
Right.
particularly the people that I don't get to spend much time talking to are people like the nurse practitioner, case managers, the people that are actually like on the front lines of this.
Right.
And we, one of the problems I was talking with another colleague yesterday. One of the problems we run into is that, unless we can get really, really world-class treatment for
Mhm.
people, whatever else we do isn't helping them.
It's so true. Right?
And that's one of the problems we run into is that, we can do the greatest assessments and do the greatest recommendations, but if we can't find somebody to carry out those recommendations, in a really thorough manner, it becomes problematic. And that's what when they send somebody back to me and they're like, oh, they're ready to go back to work. I'm like, well, I made all these recommendations and they weren't followed. So, you're going to be paying me to tell you the same thing I told you 3 months ago. So,
Yeah, that's such a valuable lesson because it's absolutely so true.
Yeah.
And then we'll wonder why do cases get litigated and why do they go on and on and on for years.
Right.
And I think you've hit it right on there, right? If you did it right first time around, early
Exactly.
on, we wouldn't be caught in that predicament.
And most of what I do winds up falling into like the area of psychological comorbidities and response. And that's like our talk this afternoon is about response style essentially, and how people approach everything from test taking to their rehabilitation to how sensitive they are to changes in their body and other comorbidities that might be impacting their willingness and their ability to participate in the rehabilitation process.
Interesting. So tell us the name of your talk this afternoon.
It's faking good, faking bad, identifying with confidence.
Very good. And do you remember what time it is?
Yes, I do. It's 3:00.
3:00. Oh, same time as our. So I'm doing a session this afternoon at 3:15.
Okay.
And we're doing firefighter cancer claims, best practices. So won't be able to come to your session, but I'm sure it's going to be fantastic.
I hope so.
And so if you're here, you get to pick between firefighter cancer claims or faking good, faking bad, identifying with confidence. So I know it's going to be a good session. So thank you so much for joining us. If there's one thing you would like people to take away from your talk that you're going to give today, what would that be?
That everyone has a bias in the way they present, and it's a matter of, and it might not be a conscious bias, but it's a matter of determining what's going to impact how they respond to treatment, and that becomes the biggest issue in helping them be successful.
Right. So it's our job to peel back the layers and figure out what is holding them back from getting better, right?
Exactly.
Awesome.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much. Oh,
My
go ahead.
pleasure.
I really appreciate, and it is a science, you're advancing a new way of treatment, which is let's get to know the individual and let's figure out a plan that works for that individual, considering his or her, components.
Right.
Instead of, one blanket fits all, one way fits all, and we've failed miserably at that. So I really appreciate that you're advancing this component of care and treatment to that which we know works, right? If you talk to me and you're thinking of me and you're giving me what I need, I probably will react positively to that.
Right, exactly. And then we may need to talk to you in different ways to make sure that you do respond positively.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
It's been a
My
pleasure.
Great pleasure.
Thank you very much.
And I see our next guest is here ready to go. So
Let's say bye. Let's say bye.
Shelby,
Shelby.
goodbye. Here, let's go. Let's get you on camera again.
Bye to everybody.
Bye, Shelby. Oh, she's ready to go. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Come on, Shelby girl. Thank you very much. Thank you. Good to meet you as well.
All right, we've got our next guest coming up.
That was awesome. I love that.
Crystal, you ready? We're not going to stop. We're just going to have you come slide on in.
Hi, Crystal. Hi, Rafael. How are you? Nice meeting you.
Okay, so you hear all the sound around here. I need you to really shout into this camera, in this microphone. Yep.
Hey.
So we're just gonna go right on in. So hi, Crystal. How are you?
Hi,
Nice to meet you.
Hi.
So tell us who you are, who you're with, and what would you like to talk about?
Okay, my name's Crystal Brown. I'm with Sierra Interpreting, and I'd love to talk about the interpreting needs for limited English proficient and deaf and hard of hearing workers who need interpreters to get back to work.
Awesome. I love that.
Me
So
too.
how should we talk about that?
So it's really interesting is that the entire process for an employee that doesn't speak English or an injured worker cannot start without an interpreter. It's often forgotten. And then it's often looked at as, an additional cost. But what is hidden is the cost of not providing the interpreter, which is increased readmission rates,
yeah.
right? So a study shows that readmission rates when providing an interpreter go from 24% to 14%.
Wow.
Right? And that's a significant cost savings. We do find that appointments that are rescheduled and canceled because of lack of interpreter or lack of skilled interpreter will, increase those costs and delay care. And so it's really important to focus on the outcomes and work backwards into providing those skilled interpreters. I'm also a certified sign language interpreter for 30 years. So, and I have deaf family. So I have the perspective of all the participants in the exchange there.
How incredibly awesome. And you're so right. Anybody who's been in claims for a long time knows that if you're not able to communicate effectively with that individual, things are getting missed. Attention to the details is gone. Before you know it, the care and treatment that's been provided is not what was really needed or necessary. So that becomes a huge component of the success of the claim, finding through the right language, right?
Right.
The ability to make sure that he or she's being heard, that he or she is really being paid attention to.
Right. Yeah. And a lot of people, we have a lot of Spanish coverage, but we talk a lot about, just in this conference this week has been, the question about American Sign Language interpreters
Right.
and why they're so hard to source, but also other languages that are maybe lesser diffused languages or rare, Chuukese, Marshallese, Uzbek, and those populations of people are in different areas. So having a comprehensive plan and a trusted partner is really important so you can respond quickly to those needs.
Love it.
So you've been coming to this conference for a while?
This is my first time.
Oh my gosh,
here.
you are the second person today.
First
Well,
time.
welcome.
Well, thank you.
And where are you based?
We are based in San Diego, but we have national service.
Okay, so my company is based in San Diego, so we're going to definitely have
Okay.
to get together.
Look at
There's a
that.
conference coming up very soon in San Diego. It's called Elevate. Have you heard of it?
No, but
The Ola-
I think I'm gonna have to.
You're going to
be
have to go. It's
there.
coming up in like 10 days,
Okay.
right after Labor Day.
Okay.
And it's on Coronado Island, so we'll both be there.
It's incredible.
We are right down in Point Loma is our office.
Oh, I know Point Loma very well.
Okay.
So we'll definitely have to talk.
What a small
Don't
world.
I know, right? So here's my card. Make
Great.
sure that we connect on that.
Sure.
So goodness, that got me completely off track. So are you doing any talks? Are you doing any sessions?
I'm not doing sessions this time, but I've made a lot of good connections and a lot of good, meaningful conversations.
Very good.
Yeah, so
This is definitely a place to do that.
yeah.
And then, so we noticed this a few years ago that we see more and more folks from California coming. Right, Rafael? So what drew you to the conference? What caught your attention?
Well, some of our larger clients were going to be here, and we've skipped this conference the last few years, and they talked us into it, and we're glad we came. So I think we will be in Nashville.
Awesome at National Comp, yeah.
And
So different audience, but yeah, it's Nashville, so that's going to be fun.
and then evidently in a couple of weeks I might be in Coronado.
I hope so. I hope to see you there. Well, what I always like to say about this conference, and I want to say shout out again to Andrew Sabalik. He's the executive director of the conference. Works really hard pulling everything together. He allowed us to have the space to do this and do the live streaming. So what's great about this conference is that you get to see how much education you get. No matter what stakeholder perspective you come to this industry from, there is education for you, and so much of it, and it's a really good cost. It's a really good price point. So I think it's the lowest in the industry.
It is.
I can't think of any other industry conference that's lower.
Yeah.
I mean, Elevate's lower, but it's not. It's a good conference, Dwayne. I love it, but it's just different. It's more. We're starting to see more national folks coming into there. But it's generally been a conference that grew up in San Diego. It's always been in San Diego.
Okay.
So it started out as a mostly San Diego conference. And now over the past few years, it's gotten, we're getting more and more folks coming in.
I'll
So,
have to look into it.
Yeah, for
and
sure.
It's been a great experience.
and it's expanded. So it used to be, up until this year, it was a single day conference. And once Dwayne got me connected, I'm like, we're going to have to expand education because that's my thing. I'm all about the education. So we expanded from 1 day to 2 full days of education. So now we have 3 breakouts, 19 sessions.
Nice.
Savannah Bananas are going to be there, the head coach. So is there anything else I need to do to convince you?
I mean, you had me.
Dwayne, I'm working it.
I was excited already, but
Savannah Bananas.
it's great.
Yeah. Yeah. So I hope I see you there. Like I
Oh,
said, I
that
gave you
would
my
be
card.
amazing. That would
Let's
be
be in
amazing.
touch about that.
I
And
love this.
anything else you'd like to share? If one takeaway, if you want people to understand that you'd like them to take away from our conversation, what would that be?
I would say that interpretation and translation is such a vital piece to recovery, return to work for our workers, and that it can be actually a cost savings. So
Absolutely.
flipping the script and understanding that yes, we have to pay for interpreters, but in the long run, it saves you money and gets you greater outcomes.
That's such a good point. And Ralph and I talk about this all the time. I actually talk about it every session that I'm in. We talk about how you need to understand what the employee needs in order to recover. And if having an interpreter is that thing that helps them understand what's going on and show up to their appointments, and that's the thing that you can do, it's a good thing to do it.
It really is. Well, thank you so much. It was
Thank
a
you. So
pleasure
great to meet you.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Great pleasure to meet you.
Absolutely.
All right. So we're going to look for our next guest. Thank you so
All
much.
right, and this is how I get you.
Yes. Thank you.